live from... Hello, welcome to the show. Now, if you've got some money and you're looking to invest it, why not think about putting it into bricks and mortar?
Yes, and I know just the place you can head to get lots of property for your money.
Have you guessed where it is? It's your local property auction, of course.
People buy at auction for all sorts of reasons. It might be to have a home, an investment property, or a house that they might be able to flip and make a profit.
And with so much on offer, there's bound to be something that suits everyone.
So what were the properties that our buyers bought at the auctions on today's show?
I visit a switched-on property in Derby. Original Bakelite switches, so they would have been installed when electricity was installed. While Jackie wants for nothing in Beckenham.
Do you know what? Take a look around. You could move straight in. You've got everything that you need.
And I find something surprising in Carlisle. But very interestingly, what I've spotted is more stairs going up. All these properties have been sold at auction, and we'll find out who bought them and what they paid for them when they went under the hammer. So, we now head off to Stenson Fields, a small suburb south of Derby. And while this housing development dates from the 1970s, I'm here to see something that stretches a lot further back. The property I'm here to see, well, it sounds like a bit of a goodie just off this main road, but looks like it's set back, is what the auction catalogue describes as a 5-bedroom, early Victorian farmhouse that came with a guide price of £385,000 and it's set in an acre of land. I'm intrigued. Now, I happen to know that it was built in 1841, and that's around the time that the Bronte sisters were writing their novels. And doesn't it just look the part? Oh, nice. This could be an original banister. I'd love to see it sanded down. And then you come to your reception room first up. Not an original fireplace, more retro feel, but has a certain charm of its own. And look at this, original Bakelite switches. So they would have been installed when electricity was installed here. Can you think how exciting it would have been to get electricity into this place? Then a second reception room. I can tell already by the echo of my voice that it's just lots of space here, which is fantastic. You've got double glazing, which looks in pretty good condition. And if I listen, can't hear that busy road at all, and we're quite set back too. And as for this fireplace, original cast iron inset, oh, I love it. There are signs of wear and tear, but after so many years, that's bound to be expected. So far, so good, but we haven't finished with the ground floor yet. Well, this is a surprise, a kind of reception room which goes the entire width of the house. It's really very surprising. There are hints that used to be more than one room, so you've got a partition wall here, you've got a beam across the ceiling, but think what this could be. You could put a fireplace there, you could have a dining area, you could have a wee snug area. It's just fantastic. Through to your kitchen. Ah, what a size of kitchen. This is fantastic. So you have your units, your kitchen units, which are tired, they're dated, need replaced, but what you do have, some original features which are just gorgeous. You've got a fireplace. There's a bit of plasterwork that needs seeing to, and it's a gorgeous feature as it is. You have original beams adding such character and charm to this place. But what a kitchen you could have. You could have an island in the middle, or you could go more old school and have a solid oak table for the family. Everyone's hustling and bustling and saying, "Mum, pass me more turkey." Yes. Well, there's certainly a lot of that here. But if there's still not enough space for you, out the side door is a conservatory, which has seen better days, but maybe this could be converted into an extension. Upstairs can be reached by 2 staircases, and there's 5 bedrooms, all good size doubles, with enough space for en-suites to be added. And that could be useful, as oddly enough, there's only one very small and modern family bathroom. How wonderful. You've got a room full of old furniture. Someone who distresses furniture or who restores furniture would have an absolute ball here. And that's the great thing about an auction property. You very often inherit everything that's inside. And this is just wonderful. It's obvious the house will need a total renovation, from the wiring through to the plastering and the plumbing. But what a lovely place to set up home. And let's not forget that garden. Look at this for a garden. I know, that's what I thought. It's absolutely massive. So big, in fact, there's room for outbuildings and, well, you guessed it, development potential. Provided planning permission is given, there's enough room here to add another 2 properties. One fly in the ointment, though, is that the property does back onto a commercial business. It may put off some buyers, but for me, it's a small price to pay for what is a fantastic house with a spectacular garden. Time to find out what an expert from the auction house that sold the property thinks of this impressive house and grounds that had a guide price of £385,000.
This is a splendid old Victorian farmhouse. The plot is cracking, development potential, needs refurbishment, but yeah, my kind of property in a splendid location. Not much has really happened with the place over sort of 40 years. So the new owner, they've got a lot of money and effort, and that's going to have to go into a full renovation with it. Now, as regards to the plot, personally, I think I would retain probably about half the garden, but maybe look to sell off perhaps a couple of potential building plots with it.
There's potential inside and out, but with a guide price of £385,000, what sort of returns could the property make? First, with a resale of the house.
I think if you were to look at just sort of renovating the property as it is, put it back on the open market, you'd probably like to achieve in the region of in excess of £700,000.
The agent also reckons that a renovated house could achieve a rental return of up to £1,300 per calendar month. But would selling off some of the land for development make a good return?
If someone was to look at maybe putting some good executive 4-bedroom detached housing on, those building plots individually with full detailed planning consent could get in excess of £100,000 each.
What a farmhouse. What a piece of history. What charm, what character, what potential. Let's find out who else loved it when it went under the hammer.
Lot 46. Guide is 385, ladies and gentlemen. Who's got 370 to put it into the bidding? 370,000, yeah, thank you, 370,000 is the start.
The lot was one of the last, with an almost deserted auction room. But that didn't stop some determined bidders going for the farmhouse, and we rejoin the auction with the bidding now at £506,000.
506, 508, 510, 512, 512, £512,000. Once, twice, third time at £512,000 we're selling. Sold at 512,000, thank you.
And that successful bidder was Raj. Raj lives in nearby Derby and came along with his father, Mr. Singh, back to the house to tell me what they intended to do with the £512,000 purchase. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
This is such an amazing property. I'd usually wait longer to find out what you're going to do with it, but I can't help myself. What's this for? Because I know what I hope you're going to say.
It's going to be a new family home for us, yeah.
Amazing.
Wife and the kids, yeah.
So there's no plans here because it's so big to cut it up into flats and not build on that beautiful garden?
No, the garden's going to be for the girls to run around and play in, so it should, it'd be really nice.
That's great news. The house and garden will stay as it is and will be a new family home for Raj, his 3 young daughters and his wife Pav. Raj, along with his father, has renovated several properties, but this is by far the biggest project the pair have ever tackled. Is this going to be a joint project? Mr. Singh, will you be helping?
Well, I'll be coming down and just guide him time to time, but he's wise enough now to do it. He's good at handiwork. He can jump into jobs he can do himself.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's a big compliment from your dad. So what is the plan here, Raj?
Just a complete renovation, really, A to Z. Obviously, we do electrical engineer, so we do a lot of hands-on work. So quite a lot of this will be tackled, obviously, by myself and my team. So we've got it all in hand, really. Just A to Z, everything you see, hopefully, will be brand new when you come back.
I need to know more detail because I just love this place. Are you, for example, are you keeping the beams?
Definitely. These will be stopping. There's just so much character and they just look so good. I won't understand why anyone want to get rid of them, really.
No,
they're just gorgeous. They absolutely are.
It's what makes this house pretty
That's
special.
right.
And when it comes to budget?
I'd think probably around the £40,000-50,000 mark, and should have it somewhere near to where we want it.
For that money, Raj will be getting pals in the building trade to do the renovation with him. Raj will also have to balance doing the work here with his daytime job, so he'll be leaving overseeing the project to his father and mother, who also popped round for a look at the new family home. No structural changes are planned, though some of those spacious bedrooms could be getting an ensuite. The aim is to have a high-end finish, but once done, the family hopes to move in 8 to 10 months' time. Are you worried about anything for him, or what do you think his biggest challenge will be here?
Only worried is don't overdo it.
So by not overdo it, do you mean get your rest and don't work yourself too hard?
Yeah, that's it.
I know this is your dream home, this is your family home, but if
Yeah.
somebody comes to you at the end of the day and says, do you know what, it's worth no more than you've spent on it in total, or maybe a bit less, how would you feel?
It doesn't matter, because in 20 years' time it'll still be worth more than what I've spent on it. Because I've been living here for 20 years, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, absolutely. And
If
it's
somebody
your...
said that on a rental or a property I'm buying to sell, then yeah, but on something you're going to live in, it doesn't matter if you have to spend thousands more. It doesn't really matter, because by the time you come to sell it, it'll be worth more. If you're going to keep it for more than 5-10 years, it doesn't matter. That way it won't matter one bit.
Well, very best of luck. I just can't wait to see the results here. It'll be an amazing family home.
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Singh.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming here.
I could not be happier to hear that Raj has bought this to be his dream family home. Will he make that 40 grand budget stretch? After all, there is an awful lot of property to do up here. And will he be able to balance the work with his full-time job? Don't you worry. I think his dad will be keeping an eye on things. You can find out how they do get on later in the show. This is Beckenham in the London borough of Bromley. Only 20 minutes from the centre of London by train, and with 6 stations to choose from, it's extremely well connected. It also boasts good schools and, by London standards, affordable housing. So it's no surprise it's becoming popular with young families.
So it would seem Beckenham really is the place to be these days. And if you can snap up a property in this location at the auction, I think you'd be making a good investment. So along this residential street is the property I'm here to see, and here it is. It looks really imposing. I love the look of it. Now, the auction catalogue described it as a linked detached. That means a portion of this property is attached to its neighbouring property. Guide price? £525,000. But look at this. You've got off-street parking enough for 2 cars. But let's get inside and see exactly what over £500,000 gets you.
You took something perfect and painted it red.
Now, this feels rather grand. Nice open space. I love all the original features there, the cornicing, that small straight-lined circular ceiling rose. Very nice. And then into your front reception room. What a size this is. It's massive. I really love the fact that we've got the double windows there. Also double glazed, but letting in lots of light, nice high ceilings, which you would expect. Adore this fireplace. And look at this, the original tiles there. The floor looks really good. And look at these high skirting boards. That's a great feature as well. This all looks good. So out of the large reception room into the grand hallway, you've got a second reception room there. Again, great floors, skirtings and original features. Along the hallway, oh, nice. Lots of cupboard space, which I always like, which is great. And then a step down into the dining room. Again, nice, bright, double glazed, good high ceilings. And then through into the kitchen. Do you know what? Take a look around. You could move straight in. You've got everything that you need. You just need your fridge freezer over there. But just a thought, could you knock through this wall and then create one open plan kitchen diner? That would be really, really nice. And then what I would probably do is reconfigure this space and have those windows there turn into bifold doors that will lead out to the garden. Yeah, that could work.
2, 3, 4.
This place is really getting Jackie's creative juices flowing, and the garden will surely only inspire her more. There's plenty of space to extend out here and create a really nice big open plan kitchen living space that young professionals are beginning to expect in period homes like this. And you needn't stop there. You could convert this little outbuilding into a home office or studio.
So up to the first landing, you can see some of the original wallpaper here, very Art Deco. Bedroom to the back there, nice, bright. I love the high skirtings once again. Family bathroom, really good size and quite modern. Talking of bathrooms, you know what I'd probably do is add a little WC downstairs, maybe under the stairs, and then up to the second landing. I really love the space here. You've got a bedroom there, again lovely and bright, but look at this. Look at the size of it. I love the fact that you've got the built-in wardrobes there. Obviously someone's sanding it down, probably going to repurpose that and keep it there, which is great. Great windows there, all double glazed. The only thing I've noticed about this room, unlike most of the others, there are no original features, no high skirtings, no coving, no ceiling rows. But you know what? You can install those. This is a good space.
But is it a good investment? We've invited along a local estate agent to tell us what he thinks of this 3-bed, linked detached house guided at £525,000.
This property is a really interesting one. It's detached, but you wouldn't necessarily know it when you first come from the street. Very marginally so, but what a lovely house. I think the work here for me would be restoring the character and the original features. It is a period property, but it doesn't necessarily feel so in a lot of the rooms. So I think to restore it in terms of putting back fireplaces, some beautiful sash windows, really make it feel the period that it should be.
So what could the house be worth if renovated back to its best?
Keeping its current footprint and refurbished, this house would achieve in the region of £625,000.
There's definitely potential to add some value then. What about extending the footprint of the house?
There's quite a lot that could be done with extensions here. I think the most interesting and appealing one for me would be to open up the kitchen into the breakfast area and then to extend across, providing a really big open plan family room with doors straight out onto the lovely garden, which is west facing, big bonus.
It sounds impressive, but would it add much value?
If we refurbished and extended the house, then I think it would achieve in the region of £675,000 to £700,000.
What about on the rental market? How much could the property achieve with its current layout, and how much if extended?
In its current configuration refurbished, this house would achieve £1,800 per calendar month. If this house were extended, then it would achieve in the region of £1,900 per calendar month.
Well, there's a lot of house to play with here, but With a little bit of imagination, some hard graft and well thought out plans, you could turn this property into a stunning home with the wow factor. But whoever gets their hands on this will need to have deep pockets and a creative mind to make that work. Let's find out who that was when it went under the hammer.
This lot was part of a remote auction with bids taking place online.
£1,000 sold.
The successful bid of £530,000 was made by local man Kieran. This is his first auction purchase and the first time he's taken on a full property renovation. Jackie caught up with him back at the house to hear what he's got planned.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Kieran, and congratulations on getting this property.
Thanks very much. Really pleased to be here and really excited.
Yeah, so how was the auction for you?
It was a fun experience actually. At the end of it, when I got the bid accepted, it was like, whoa, what have I done? And then no, it's been great. It's been really good.
Fantastic. You know, it is a wonderful building. There's all the sort of period features like the high skirtings, you know, all the lovely sort of coving and details, really, really nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm big on that. I mean, my current house is a semi-detached Victorian.
Yeah.
And I do like the kind of charm.
Yeah.
I just love the high ceilings. We started to uncover more little touches, which are really quite kind of nice and got a lot of charm and character to them.
You visited the property, obviously, before the auction. Did you read the legal pack? Kieran?
I read most of the legal pack.
Oh, right.
I didn't read all the small print.
Okay.
I must confess, but fortunately everything seems to be okay.
Well, we will give Kieran some brownie points as he did get a surveyor along to look at the property before he bid. And he does have some experience, having done some renovations at his current Victorian home nearby. But a grand house like this needs a grand vision.
So I'm a creative director.
Yeah.
So I've been working in advertising for the last 13, 14 years.
Wow.
So I think taking on a project like this was, I think, always something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I always felt that this would be just something really quite cool to get involved in, to own, and to kind of express my vision across it.
And talking of that, so what are your plans?
I guess the big project will be the side return extension.
Oh, you are going to do that?
Going to do that, yeah. So the kitchen is going to become a lot bigger. We're going to really kind of build out to the edge of the boundary.
Yeah.
We're going to get a new kitchen, flooring throughout, paint everywhere. We plaster all the hallway, the upstairs. Going to get a new bathroom in, do a bit of landscaping.
Yeah.
There's an interesting shed at the back of the garden. I'd love to put flooring in it, hide a roof, glass windows, make it into a gym. And that'd be fantastic. That's a big dream of mine.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, anything's possible. That's a really good idea.
Kieran may be the brains behind this creative vision, but he'll also be on hand for some brawn, as he'll be getting stuck in where possible. But the larger projects, such as the extension kitchen and bathroom, will be tackled by professional builders. Kieran's pretty sure he'll be selling the place once the work is finished, but he'll be waiting until post-renovation before making any final decisions.
How much are you going to spend on this fabulous house?
So the budget is between 80 and 95k.
You're talking top end finished then, aren't you?
Yeah, I want to make it look as nice as possible. Don't want to really take any shortcuts on quality at all. So, I mean, if we can get it down below 95, fantastic. But we're giving ourselves a bit of a bracket.
And what about the timescale here, Kieran? How long is all that work going to take you?
The plans are being drawn up at the moment. Got a surveyor who's drawn up some designs. That then needs to go into building regs. I would imagine we can start work within about 2 months.
Okay.
The major work.
So the total, we're talking...
So all in all, I think 5 to 6 months.
And so is this going to be something that you're going to continue?
We'll see how it goes. I mean, potentially I might get a taste for it and want to do a few more.
Yeah, so watch this space, basically.
Watch this space, yeah.
Well, Kieran, I wish you the very best of luck. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Well, it's a big project for Kieran to take on and to tackle because this is his very first full-on renovation. But he has a creative mind and some really cool design ideas to make this house wow. I've got a feeling he's going to do it. And you can find out if he does later in the show.
Coming up, I catch up on some me time in Carlisle.
It would be rude not to, would it not? Oh, nice.
And there's a security breach in Beckenham.
There was an unexpected intrusion of unwanted guests.
Back now to Derby, where I saw a 5-bed Victorian farmhouse, certainly not lacking in space.
I know, that's what I thought. It's absolutely massive. And look at this. Original Bakelite switches. So they would have been installed when electricity was installed here. Can you think how exciting it would have been to get electricity into this place?
And the buyer, who was equally excited to purchase the place to the tune of £512,000, was electrical engineer Raj, with support from his dad. And he wasn't daunted by the scale of the project.
Obviously electrical engineer, so we do a lot of hands-on work, so quite a lot of this will be tackled obviously by myself and my team, so we've got it all in hand really, just A to Z, everything you see hopefully will be brand new when you come back.
Raj's plan was to transform this old Victorian farmhouse into a magnificent family home for him, his wife Pav and their 3 daughters to live in for many years to come. The family hope to be living here within 8 to 10 months. So how have they got on? We're back almost 3 years later to find out. The entrance hallway is elegant with storage and places to pop off your shoes. That first tired and run-down reception room has a snug, cosy feel. The second reception room has also been beautified and the fireplace has been brought back to its former glory. The long dining room that was a bit worse for wear has been transformed into a TV/dining area. The large but dated kitchen has been transformed, keeping that farmhouse feel with sandblasted beams and luxury fixtures and appliances. The downstairs loo has had an update, and a utility area has been added under the new staircase. The bedrooms now have storage, new carpets, and have been replastered and painted. With the elder girl's room getting a touch of pink. And the youngest opting for lilac. The family bathroom has been modernised in a beautiful monochrome style, with some fixtures in keeping with the feel of the house. In the master bedroom, the beams have also been kept and sandblasted. The partition is gone and a neutral palette makes the space feel even bigger. Across is a new bathroom in similar tones. Raj and wife Pav are here to tell us all about this magnificent transformation.
We really wanted to keep all the original features because they're what we really loved, especially like the wooden beams in the kitchen and all the fireplaces. So we really wanted to like show them off. So that was the main thing, wasn't it? We wanted to keep that like kind of farmhouse vibe.
Raj and Pav also decided to add a loft conversion which contains 3 small bedrooms that their daughters currently use as dens, and there's also an extra toilet.
We want to make it into a bit more of a playroom, kind of study area for them, so they can have all of their toys and stuff in that part of the house.
Yeah. And then I can get away from you 4 as well, from 4 women and 1 of me.
Raj and Pav's daughters, 8-year-old Surpreet, 6-year-old Amarpreet and 3-year-old Simmerpreet are loving the space, both inside and out.
I share a room with my sister Amarpreet because we like to read books together. Sometimes I read them to her, sometimes she reads them to me. I like playing in the clubhouse where I can go down the slide, and I like playing on the swings with my sister. My favourite part of my bedroom.
The house ended up taking about a year to finish, but who did the work to get this impressive family home over the line?
My dad obviously helped me, pointed me in the right direction, as your dad does. A lot of calling on a few mates. I had to get a couple of trades in, but a lot of it was done by obviously myself.
And his original budget of £40,000 to £50,000 surely was just chicken feed.
To date, on the build, we spent £103,547.21p. So yeah, it's which I think is quite reasonable for what I've done. I say you can't put a price on your happiness or children's happiness, can you really? I don't think.
No.
No.
The budget may have doubled, but I think it's been more than worth it, seeing just how happy the family are living here. We've asked along an expert from the auction house that sold it 3 years ago to see what he thinks of it now.
It's actually quite difficult to value a property like this, because when we value something we look for comparable evidence, and most of the properties located in this area aren't comparable at all. They are mainly estate type modern built dwellings. The beauty here is this property has an abundance of character and charm, and that makes it really difficult to compare that to.
With a total spend of £615,547 and don't forget the 21 pence, how much value has been added to Raj's investment?
If I were to put this property on the market now, I would look to test the market at somewhere in the region of offers invited around £800,000.
The value of something doesn't matter until the day you're going to sell. So, and I'm not looking to sell anyway, so the figures doesn't matter.
If Raj chose to sell for £800,000, he could net a pre-tax profit of around £184,500. And as for the rental market, the expert suggested a top rental figure of £1,800 per calendar month, which could give him a yield of around 3.5%. But they're not looking to give it up anytime soon, as this will remain a family home for their girls to grow up in.
They're too little to realise now, but realise how lucky they were and how fortunate they were to live somewhere where they had a massive garden to play in, they had lots of space inside, and be fortunate for that.
Or they could turn around and say you weren't big enough. Which I doubt. I don't think they would.
No, I think, to have lots of happy memories, and then for them to come back with their families would be lovely in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
We head now to the city of Carlisle, the county town of Cumbria. It's a bustling industry and university town with a big selection of shops, restaurants and bars. But I'm here to see another auction lot.
I'm under a mile from Carlisle city centre, so within walking distance to all its amenities and historic sites, so a super location along this lovely cobbled street to see this 2-bed mid-terrace, which came with a guide price of £35,000 to £45,000. Looks quite handsome on the outside. I do like the red brick. Let's see inside. You know, you can't beat a feeling, and often you have a feeling as soon as you come in a house. For me, this is bright, it feels solid. First up, quite a small reception room, and then you have stairs leading up, separating the first reception room from, well, this is nice. This is a larger sitting area, dining room. The double glazing looks relatively new. You have a sweet little fireplace, but I've not spotted any central heating. This place, well, it's a lovely start to a lovely house. You could pretty much walk in and live here, and you can't say that about all auction properties. to the kitchen, which is dated. It could do with being refreshed. It's a galley style kitchen, so it's longer than it is wide. That said, it's not incredibly long. Then through to the bathroom. Now, this is the first real downside of this property, having to come through your kitchen to get to the bathroom. It won't be entirely unexpected in this area and for a property of this age. But if this is your only bathroom in this property, well, I'd like to think about moving it upstairs.
Yes, if possible, relocating the bathroom to the first floor would certainly add to the appeal of this terrace. But the position of the bathroom isn't the only downside here. There is very limited parking. There's also a school right next to the lot. So if you're after a house in a quiet area, this might not be the one for you.
Upstairs, and I can go to the left or the right. Let's start here, and oh yes, this is a fantastic size of bedroom. It's clean, it's bright, it's airy.
There's also a cupboard space, which, considering it already comes with a sink, could be made into an ensuite. Things are looking up on the bathroom front.
At the other side of the staircase, you have a good sized double, a bit smaller than the other. It needs a bit of TLC, but I'm really picking holes here. But very interestingly, what I've spotted is more stairs going up. Well, this is a brilliant and genuine surprise. So the auction catalogue described this property as having 2 bedrooms, and yet here we are on an extra floor with an extra room, and there's a lot of space here. Now I'd imagine it's not been marketed as a 3rd bedroom if it doesn't comply with building regulations. So for example, you'd have to make sure that building regulations are met for the stairs, for a fire exit. But let's look at the positives. There's so much space here. Often you come into a loft and there's hardly any head height. You think, could this be a room? This really could. If you had the budget, I'd imagine it wouldn't be too hard to do and so worthwhile.
Well, it's safe to say there's lots of potential with this property, and if you have a good budget and you do your research into the required building regs, a renovation should be plain sailing. Let's have a look outside.
Outside, you do have a back garden. It's accessed from the kitchen to the side of the house. Also, as a bit of a bonus, you have these lovely wee outhouses. I love the brickwork. They feel quite solid and good condition. You can put all your gardening tools in there, your bike, whatever you want. Now, something's caught my eye. I mean, on a sunny day when someone's left the deck chair out, it would be rude not to, would it not? Oh, nice. This place is actually a bit of a sun trap. See you in a minute.
Hello, sunshine. While I catch some rays, we've asked along a local estate agent to get his thoughts on the lot and hear some values.
Initial impressions of the property are that it's actually quite a bit more spacious than it appears, and it looks to be just in need of predominantly superficial cosmetic work. The kitchen and the bathroom are areas that any buyer is going to want to address pretty immediately. They may look to open the kitchen out into the living space to create a bit more of an open plan style. You've also got the attic room, which you can further develop as well potentially.
The agent agrees with me that the attic room would make a fantastic 3rd bedroom, and if any future buyer was willing to put in the work to meet any required building regulations, he also thinks there's room upstairs for a bathroom, or at the very least a shower room, which would likely see an uplift in any returns here. So what could this place be worth if renovated as a 2-bed?
Finished as a 2-bedroom property, you'd be looking to achieve something in the region of £100,000 or £500 per calendar month as a rental.
And if the property was converted into a 3-bed?
If it was a 3-bedroom property, a sale price in the region of £125,000 might be achievable and a rental of £600 per calendar month.
I liked this property the moment I entered it, and now I like it even more. It keeps on giving, not least that third room in the loft. If you could convert that to a third bedroom, if you could move the bathroom upstairs, this place could be fantastic. You're getting a lot of property for that guide price of £35,000 to £45,000, and it's got so much potential. Let's find out who saw it when it went under the hammer.
This lot was part of a remote auction with bids taking place online.
Selling twice. Sold.
The successful bid of £73,000 was made by Alf from Carlisle. He's recently retired and has decided to take on a new challenge with this property venture. And with this being his first auction buy, I was keen to find out his plans.
Alf, pleased to meet you.
Hello, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's your background, Alf?
Well, I've just newly retired in December last year from 30 years in the water industry. I was a wastewater process controller. I've suffered from a bad back and had a big operation a year ago, so I'm really fit and raring to go now and having a go at doing something. I don't want to just sit back and watch Homes Under the Hammer, if you like.
You want to be on Homes Under the Hammer?
Although that wasn't my intention, to be honest with you, but I thought I am interested in property. I like to have a look and see what's going on.
What was it about this property particularly that you liked? You say you liked the fact it had a lot of room.
Well, you could tell from when I came in that it's been a good home. There's room for improvement because the kitchen out the back needs to be sort of improved or brought back into the house, really. That's what my idea was. And I just really liked it because there was a lot of room inside it. There's a potential for improving it and really do something I really wanted to do.
Alf plans to keep the first reception room as the living room, convert the second reception room into an open plan kitchen dining area, and he'll turn the current kitchen into a utility room, keeping the bathroom where it is. But Alf is going to use some space from the double bedroom upstairs to create a shower room. As for the attic space, he's going to find out the building regulations needed before deciding whether to turn it into a third bedroom or not. From reading the legal pack, Alf is aware that the property's energy efficiency levels need to be improved, so he'll carry out all the necessary work for that as well.
An important part of any home is the garden. Any plans for outside?
Just to tidy it up, I think really, it looks as if there's been some sort of a growing area, or we'll probably take that out and have an area that I can put some pots on and smarten the concrete up.
Yeah.
Try and do something with that, whether it be false grass or stuff like that, that makes it a little bit greener, even though it isn't green.
No reason not to do it if you can.
We could be the first.
This might be the nicest house on the street.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Alf isn't sure if he will sell or rent once finished, but with a budget of £20,000 to £25,000, he will get as hands-on with the property as he can. Luckily enough, he has friends in the trade, and his son is an electrician, so he will be getting a bit of help. When it comes to the decor choices, his partner Christine will also be on hand. As a team, they hope to get the project finished within 1 year, but Alf isn't too worried if they go over.
Alf, these are exciting times. I wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
After his back operation, Alf's got a new lease of life and he's embarking on a new chapter in property renovation. It's inspiring, it's exciting. I can't wait to see the results. You can see them later in the show. So we've seen the outcome from one of our property auction stories.
But that still leaves two to show you. Let's see how they got on.
We now return to Beckenham, where Jackie visited a linked detached house with a guide price of £525,000. And there was, well, really nothing wrong with it.
Now, this feels rather grand. Nice open space. I love all the original features there. Yeah, very nice. Do you know what? Take a look around. You could move straight in. You've got everything that you need.
And the bidder who was stepping in to take on this prime property was Kieran. He snapped the place up for £530,000 and he was just as smitten with the place as Jackie was.
First time I came to look at this place, I just loved the high ceilings. We started to uncover more little touches which are really quite kind of nice and got a lot of charm and character to them.
With his appreciation for the old, Kieran was also hoping to add some of his own creative touches. He had planned for the work to take around 5 to 6 months. Well, we're back a year later to see how he's got on. The house is no longer as red in the face as Kieran has painted half of the facade with the rest a work in progress. The hall, like the rest of the house, has new flooring, has been replastered and painted, and downstairs has also gained a handy new WC under the stairs. The front room has been brought to life with new everything and Kieran's funky creative flair. The second reception room is now a cosy little snug, which, thanks to the removal of the dining room and the added extension, looks out onto the impressive new super-sized kitchen dining space. Here's Kieran to tell us more.
Well, essentially, this wall here, this beam, was where the old wall, the old foundry wall was. So I'm standing in the new extension. The snug up here, which was the old second room, it has now been converted into more of a kind of relaxing, kind of safer area where I've landed. I'm really pleased.
A utility room has been added to the new kitchen extension and the upstairs bathroom is a showstopper. And it's also looking much more spacious. That's because Kieran has pinched some space from the back bedroom. Just by the door here is where the bathroom now lies. The other bedrooms are also looking fresh and dreamy. The back garden still has a bit of landscaping to go and the summer house isn't quite a gym yet, but some new decking, new windows and the new extension go a long way to sharpening the place up. So who got all the work done?
There was a main construction team who are here doing all the big work in terms of just simple kind of hands-on jobs. Yes, I did it, or there was a few of us who did it.
Were there any unexpected surprises along the way?
There was an unexpected intrusion of unwanted guests. So had been away on holiday. Essentially, a bunch of foxes had got into the house and ripped to shreds the carpets upstairs. Had to go back to scratch and kind of repaint the rooms, get new carpets. Yeah, it'd been really ransacked.
Ransacked by foxes isn't your usual cause of renovation delays. It turns out the foxes had got through a hole left in the wall by builders. So apart from these uninvited guests causing havoc, were there any other hold-ups?
The plans which the engineer had drawn up, the site control, building control didn't really want to sign those off. They felt they weren't going to offer enough support. So I had to kind of change plan, had to get a new engineer. He suggested something completely different in terms of a build, in terms of a support mechanism. So that delayed by about 2.5 months. I guess the biggest other, obstacle was the cost of materials, which seemed to really go up. So it really affected the budget. I mean, the original plan was to spend around 85 to 90 grand. It ended up being around 120.
Oh, that was a considerable amount more, but it's such a high-end finish. You can really see where the money's been spent. So now that it is complete, what's the plan for the place?
I really fallen in love with it. Currently I've got a friend who's living here, who's looking after it for me. And I think it's a great space and there's a good chance that I may move in one day.
Let's see if the thoughts of a local estate agent can sway Kieran's decision-making here. We've invited back the agent from our first visit to see what he thinks of the changes.
Well, wow, what a transformation. They really have gone to town here. What I really like is the attention to detail.
What would he value this property at on the sales market?
I would put this house on the market for £800,000.
I think 800,000 is a good price, and I'm happy with that.
And he should be smiling. Kieran's total spend here, including the purchase price, was £650,000. So that £800,000 sales price would leave him with a pre-tax profit of £150,000. What could it fetch on the rental market?
For rental, this property should be offered on the market for £2,200 per calendar month.
£2,200 a month is a good price for rental. I don't think it'd be enough to really tempt me into renting it, to be honest.
That £2,200 per calendar month rental figure would only give Kieran an annual yield of 4%. But as he's planning on holding on to the place anyway, it's no skin off his nose. So now it's all done, what does the future hold for Kieran?
So I'm off on holiday tomorrow, a well-earned holiday, going to Mauritius tomorrow evening, just to get some sunshine and some relaxation, to forget about London, this house and other things, and just switch off and then come back in a few weeks and reassess.
I hope no one tells the foxes where the spare keys are. We now head back to the city of Carlisle and to this mid-terrace that I was pleasantly surprised by.
Well, this is nice. This is a larger sitting area, dining room, whatever you want to use it for, and it's in good condition.
And the surprises continued when I found a second set of stairs leading up to the attic space.
Well, this is a brilliant and genuine surprise.
That's the surprise. And someone else who felt the same way was Alf from Carlisle, who made the successful bid of £73,000, and he was more than ready to get stuck in.
I've suffered from a bad back and had a big operation a year ago, so I'm really fit and ready to go now and having a go at doing something. I don't want to just sit back and watch Homes Under the Hammer, if you like.
You want to be on Homes Under the Hammer.
Alf was going to get help from his family and hoped to complete the project with a budget of up to £25,000 in 1 year. So has he been successful? We're back 9 months later to find out. The first reception room has been kept as the living room. Alf has pulled off his plans to transform the second reception room into a kitchen dining space. And the old kitchen is now a utility room. The bathroom is looking so much brighter and modern. Upstairs, the bedrooms are looking great. Alf decided against taking space from the double bedroom to install a shower room, but just wait until we get to the top floor. Instead, Alf has homed a brand new shower room in the attic space, as well as a little boiler room. Alf decided not to turn the attic space into a third bedroom because there were a lot of building and safety regulations which would have been needed to be put in place. So Alf, talk us through the work that has been done.
Yeah, here in the attic space, we thought it would be the best use of the space is to keep it a little room for whatever use for when you have children in the room or you have an office space, and to have a bathroom or a shower room in here with a toilet and wash facilities. We also made the hot water boiler room in there. That was a better use rather than where it was down in the back bedroom taking up space.
Alf discovered in the legal pack that the property needed to improve its energy efficiency levels. So how has he gone about this?
As it was before, you couldn't have rented it out because it didn't have any insulation in the house. So we went for that full 270mm of insulation throughout the full roof space. The house is fully electric with thermostats in every room, and that should maintain household bills to be as low as possible.
Heating the home, which is mostly done through gas-fired boiler systems, is responsible for about 14% of the UK's carbon emissions, which is why a lot of homeowners are turning to lower carbon alternatives, such as heat pumps and fully electric systems to create more eco-friendly homes. Alf and I talked about the possibility of this being the first house on the streets to have grass in the backyard. Alf may have decided against putting turf down, but some new plants on top of the lovely new decking add a welcome touch of greenery. With all the hard work over, what part of the house is Alf most pleased with?
I think moving the kitchen from the galley into that living room is very, because everybody looks at it and think, wow, you know, that's lovely, really, and that's the most part I'm proud of, really.
Alf planned to get his family involved with the renovations, so was it a success working together?
Yeah, my son Jack, he's a qualified electrician, so he was here most weekends and sort of helping us out and, you know, keeping me right really on that sort of stuff. I did quite a bit of donkey work for him, knocking chases in where sometimes I knocked them in where he didn't really want them, so we got there in the end, I think.
Not only did Alf finish the job 3 months earlier than planned, he's also come in under budget, having spent only £22,000. On our first visit, Alf wasn't sure what the future held for this 2-bed terrace. Now that it's finished, is he or son Jack not tempted to make themselves at home here?
I think he's going to move into it for a 6 month sort of period and see what he thinks of it, if he wants to live here. I'll probably sell it in maybe 12 months' time or something like that, but we'll see where the property market is sort of then.
Speaking of the property market, we've asked back the estate agent who viewed the property previously to see what he makes of the changes.
Coming back to the property for the second time, there's obviously been an incredible transformation gone on. It's worlds apart from where it was and almost indistinguishable from what it started out as. I think moving the kitchen into the larger second reception room has really worked. That's created a utility room space as well, which is fantastic. And the changes to the attic space to get a shower room up there have really worked well as well.
The agent thinks the demand for the property will be strong, as it would appeal to all kinds of buyers due to its close proximity to the city centre. So what does he think it could achieve, starting with the rental market?
On the rental market, this property with 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms could achieve £550 per calendar month.
It's not a million miles away, I don't think. Yeah, 550 would be fine.
So Alf seems happy with that yield of 6.9%, but how would it do on the sales market?
On the sales market, I would expect this property to achieve something in the region of £115,000.
Yeah, it's a little bit low. I did think it was like 120 would be sort of what I was looking for, to be quite honest with you. But it's not going to bother me at the moment because I think it's going into the rental market, so yeah.
Alf may have been looking for a higher sales figure, but with his total spend here at £95,000, the agent's suggestion of £115,000 could still see him bag a pre-tax profit of £20,000. Overall, how does Alf feel it's gone?
It was never purchased as a big investment. It was I wanted a project when I retired for something for myself to do, and I did have a back operation over 12 months ago, and it sort of got me up and running again, basically. So that was the full intention, was to do that, to get me there. But I didn't want to lose any money, obviously. But I won't be losing any money, so all good.
So do you feel inspired to have a dabble in the world of property investing, having seen what we've shown you on today's show?
If you do, you know what you have to do. Join us next time here for more Homes Under the Hammer. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.